Today I will be interviewing, come chit-chatting with Miss Niti Kaur, MTS2 at Pure Storage, who has previously attended a mentorship program at Microsoft, open source contribution at Google Season of Dogs, Smart India Hackathon 2020 winner and GHC 2021 scholar. Before listening to her SAFARNAMA, let's take a quick glance at her SAFA. She graduated from IIIT Una in the year 2022 with bachelor's in CSE and hails from Faridabad, Haryana. So, hello ma'am, how are you doing?
Hello, Ishita. I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm fine as well. By the way, I am Ishita Chauhan, as you know, your junior and final year student. And today I will be asking a few questions regarding your journey in college and aforementioned achievements. So, before I shoot you with the questions about your mentorship program, what advice would you like to give your juniors regarding the mindset we should adopt, as there are several instances in our life where we underestimate ourselves, are in very low confidence, and do not even dare to take the first step towards learning and doing new things?
So, yes, it's a thing which everyone faces, be it the person who is at the top or be it the person who is at the lowest. But the difference which defines if a person comes out as a winner or as someone who didn't achieve something is in his mindset and his perseverance towards working towards that goal. It's correct that we often face failures at sometimes, and we feel low. So what I used to do was I used to talk it with my friends, but then I used to remember that there are many opportunities which are available for all of us. So it's about working hard towards a goal with a fixed with a focus in your hand, and some action strategy which you before at some particular points in your time, talking with your seniors or talking with your mentors or talking with even your friends, because everyone here is only to help you, and remembering that it's not the end goal which matters. There might be a bigger opportunity waiting for you. So that is one thing which you must always remember and keep on going, because there is no one whom I have met who has persevered and said that I didn't get what I wanted. The person has always got better than what he aimed for.
Thank you, ma'am. Very insightful and motivating. Next, I would like to ask you, please enlighten on what is open source, and as you hold a great experience in it.
So open source is all of you must have heard about some projects like Arduino or some other software programs. So what is open source is that the code is fully open. The code is fully available for everyone to see what is the code base and make changes to it, in very simple terms. So you can read through the code base, get an experience, get started with it, and get contributing with it. So one thing which I should suggest everyone to do is contribute to open source, as it gives you a real life insight as to how industries focus and what a production level code should be while you're in your college itself. So it's not necessary to be in your third year or final year to do some internship to get to know that.
Okay, got it. So what are the best resources you would suggest for internship opportunities or open source opportunities that you may have used in your lifetime?
Okay, so internships can be internship and open source are somewhat different. If you're talking about companies top product based companies, so mainly they focus on DSA. Their first and foremost criteria is that, so you can practice so you can go through the GFG articles. There are must do coding questions, so you can go through them. One thing which I like about GFG is it is very well structured on how people will interview in your questions. The space and time complexity, everything is written, the approaches are written. First of all, the brute force is written, and then the optimized approaches are given, and it's very well structured and very well written in a format that you should be answering in your questions. So before jumping to any particular platforms for interview practices or for company preparation, it's best to go through that before. Second thing is you can then start on practicing with LeetCode and establish consistency in that. like motivation is one thing, discipline is one thing, and discipline is the one which like brings you closer to your goal. You can be motivated one day and you want to work, and you cannot, and you'll be not motivated the other day and you won't work, and that will not help you in any way. So be disciplined, and like if you want, you can go for CP. Like personally, I haven't had much experience with CP, so I might not be the best person to ask for it. And like if you're targeting open source, and there are many organizations which can help you get. Like if you want to start with development first, then open source is your thing for it. And like you can start like whatever is your tech stack which you are focusing on or which you want to learn more about, you can just start with a course on some Udemy or Coursera, take some courses, make some small projects, and
very, very helpful for us also, because we are also doing the same stuff. Any target like itne questions ho jane chahiye lead code pe?
See, I would like, first of all, the first thing is consistency. So do one question, but do it consistently. Like, and once you've started achieving that level of consistency, then you'll feel ki you can start increasing the number of questions per day. Ideally, like when you're starting with it, try to achieve that one level of question per day consistently. The word to emphasize is consistent. Then go for like targeting the questions, 2-3 questions, and once you have reached 3 questions should be your minimum target, that yes, you are able to do 3 questions per day. Till then, like, and I can assure you like that from my particular experience, till you've done 200 to 300 questions on lead code, you won't get that much level of confidence. And confidence is a very huge factor, be it anything. So that is one thing.
Thank you. Another I would like to ask, like, how does grabbing a mentorship program at prestigious company like Microsoft become helpful in building your career in future?
See, the thing about these mentorship programs and all such thing is that in some or the other way, it will help you in building your career skills, like being development or be it your logical and problem solving skills. So little by little, you'll gain some information, some insight from experienced level engineers who are working at all these great companies and contributing in a very large way towards building huge ecosystems for like the companies. And so they'll help you in getting a better picture on they'll help you in focusing on a bigger picture, that how it is going to impact other teams also, and other people also, and how it helps you in building your problem solving skills. And besides that, it also helps in building your personality at a professional level. So that, like, although what I felt was like after coming to like my company and then getting to interact with people personally, that has a much greater importance, because that also helps you. So I guess like all of you must be doing internships, or like will have, some of you have come to Bangalore, so might, or Delhi NCR, and might have experienced the same thing. So that is one thing which I can say. And like from a career perspective, of course, like that is understood that like it will help you in building your resume and your LinkedIn profile. And recruiters often scout for candidates through LinkedIn only. So your chances of getting selected, getting shortlisted is very much easier. And sometimes if your profile is like too top notch, then you will get an interview opportunity without any online assessment also. Like for many of the companies which I gave interviews with, they were direct interview opportunities only, no test, no prior test which like I had to give.
Very useful one, thank you. So what requisites, if any, are required before applying to big globally renowned firms by an aspiring candidate? Also, what topics we should lay more emphasis on?
Okay, so like the prerequisites which I would emphasize on is, of course, like they are particular to some companies, but if you want to like know about it on a general level, then of course DSA is the first and foremost thing. Second thing is your core computer science subjects. That is the other thing. So these are the two prerequisites which I would say. But then what helps in setting a candidate apart is, of course, his resume. So that is one thing. But like that, I can say for sure that if you're a person who's not able to solve some basic DSA or computer science computer science fundamental problem, then interviews won't like, they'll have an opinion कि इतना सारा कुछ करने का फायदा क्या है जब basic चीजें ही नहीं आती हैं. So that is one thing which you should like, which should be everyone's strong point.
Focus on basics.
Yeah.
We know that you were member of Smart India Hackathon winning team of 2020. So how does being a part of such team competitions enhance you, and how you so well manage all the roles with your academic stuff?
Okay, so like the first and foremost thing is like, the thing about team competition is like you get to know how to work with people. Like my first experience working with people wasn't like so good. I would not say that it's someone else's fault. Of course, like to a huge, I would say that from my first experience to the second time I worked in a team in Smart India Hackathon, like I improved myself as a person to how to, and got to know how I should be interacting with other people, how other people should be interacting, and how the stuff goes on. So that is one thing that like working in teams helps you. Smart India Hackathon, the thing is that you'll get to experience things not only from a technical perspective, like what as a first or a second year junior, like how my thinking was that if I am like that these are the tech stacks and this is my project, and I won't think about like any bigger picture. So that is like what anyone's approach would be if they are at their junior levels of colleges. But like when you're work like participating in such big hackathons, then what you get to know is what is the level of impact of your project, what are the technicalities you might face like while building the project, and what are the technicalities like all your end customers will face while using the project while using the product, and what are the things like what are the problems which you intend to solve for, what are the solutions which you want to build, and if your solutions also might have some particular problem, so how will you tackle that. So these are the things you'll get to know. And of course, interacting with other teams and getting to know their perspective and how they are thinking about things and what you could think, that also helps you in a greater way to know about how like you should be approaching projects and stuff, and like what all new things you can, and you get to know others' perspective and others' thinking. So like you get a whole range of ideas that you can also work on and get to know others' perspective.
For people like me who are facing problem interacting with new people, I think we should go for team activities.
Yeah, it comes with experience. The thing is like I'll call myself an ambivert, that of course I won't be open with people at first, but then of course you get to build these communication skills with time, and communication skills are very important at a professional level from my experience. But because when you'll be working in your company, how you will get people to notice your work is only through your communication skills. So if you are a person who works but cannot show it, then it's not that beneficial working that hard. So but yes, with practice everyone improves.
Thank you, ma'am, for motivating me. Like, could you like describe general procedure of any applying to any internship?
So the general procedure is like there is not one general procedure, I would say. There can be many approaches how a person would get his internship. The first and foremost which everyone like goes through is like they'll ask, the first and foremost is like they'll get to know of an opportunity that yes, this company has an opening for an internship or something like that. And then what you should do is like ask people for referral, ask them in a very kind manner that if you can help us, and if they agree to give you for a referral, then yes, you are in the process, and like a person might approach you, an HR might approach you for that, the next steps. The one thing which I would like to suggest is like if you're applying for an internship, then while making your resume, whatever are the key whatever is the description which is written in that job description, so there are some what are the skill sets we are looking for, try to use that particular skill set and that particular phrases in your resume, like tailor the resume according to the job which you're applying for. That will help your resume to get shortlisted better. The second approach is like while applying to an internship is like it's not a direct approach like through like how like a person would apply is like I told you before, like recruiters scout for candidates using LinkedIn. So using that also, like you have a chance of getting an internship call or something, like in an interview call for an internship or something like that. The third thing, which is like there is a LinkedIn job and opportunities kind of section under that dashboard. So like one of my colleagues like applied for my company through that dashboard only, and he got selected. He didn't use any referral or something like that, so I guess that also works, but that's the first time I heard of it, so that's great. Yeah, that also works. um the fourth thing is like there are some companies from like what I've heard is like you can ask the HR or some company, like some company employee directly, like if there is an opening, can you please like go through our resume, and if there is like if we are fit for the role, then can you can you schedule an interview or an online assessment kind of stuff. So I've heard that in some companies that also works. Like I've heard this about Adobe, and there are some unicorn startups also from like I've heard from my friends that they directly talk to the employees and then they got shortlisted for the further rounds, and then they got the internship and everything and stuff. So these are the 3-4 main methods which I would suggest everyone to go for. Besides that, there are many special programs like Amazon Wow, Microsoft Engage, and other stuffs which keep on coming. So that is one thing. And besides that, like there are special opportunities for girls, but boys will often get demotivated hearing about it ki, there isn't any for us. What I would suggest is like don't give up. Like from what I have seen, matlab my batchmates, those who really deserved the opportunity, they got it in the end because they didn't give up applying to all the different companies besides the special girls hiring going on.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, as you have already discussed that CV and resume are very important, so please give us a tip on CV so that we can stand out and increase our chances of being shortlisted.
Okay, so like mainly all the companies only go for resume only. If you're applying to a company which is like which is based on an international like site, so then they ask you for a CV. So a CV would be different from a resume in a version that a CV is an extended form of your resume, so as to why you should get shortlisted. But I'll be talking about a resume, matlab first thing, because that is the main point which everyone looks for. So the thing is like from like I was discussing yesterday only with my colleagues that whatever resumes they have gone through, they're not a single page resume. That is the basic requirement of any company, that you should have a single page resume, be it any number of achievements you have done, any number of achievements you have, any number of internships or any number of projects you have done, any number of certifications, any number of anything. It should fit in one page, and it will fit in one page if you try for like if you try to use the right words. The second thing which I told you before is like you should tailor your resume according to your job. It increases your chances of selection, as in many companies there are ATS, what we call as the application tracking system. Like HRs, if there are like lakhs and lakhs of applications which are coming for a particular profile, then HR people don't have the time to go through all the resumes. So they put the resumes and these work on like filtering out through the phrases, and what happens is like based on that you might get selected or rejected based on the ATS. So like it's better to use those particular key phrases. One particular, like I forgot the name of one site, but I remember that there were two sites. I don't remember the name of those two sites, but what they do is like they grade your resume and your LinkedIn profile. So it helps you, like a score of 85% plus is that your resume is very good, and they also score the LinkedIn profile according to that. So you can, after making your resume, you can use those sites for like getting to know like how good your resume is. The third thing is like what flow I followed is like my education, then my internships and experience section, then my project section, then achievement section, and then extracurricular. So this was the general format which I followed. There are like if you are short on space, then of course you can use certifications and stuff like that, but the people are not usually looking for it. In case it is a company which you're applying for internship or something, then they have a requirement you should have a certification from this and this .com thing. But otherwise people will get to know your level of a particular skill through the interview only if they want to ask you. The third thing is, yeah, that your coding section, that you should provide all the necessary links of your coding profiles, lead code, code chef, code forces, anything. And you should always have that Gmail phone number section that should always be over there. One particular thing is like, there are what happens is, there is a particular format, like if you have used what was this, I forgot the science names with which we use the make of, well, I forgot this site's name which we use for making the resume. I like, there's a JX template in it that I remember which I use. So like what happens is, there are 2 or 3 templates which are available, but if you divide your section, that thing I found later on, that if you divide your resume into 2 parts, it saves up on the space. But when ATS machines are scanning now, they'll pick it line by line. So it's like you'll be going in that flow that you've written it according to this, but it will be reading it like this. So the words will get mixed up, so it's better to use that single page template only. Other thing is like, of course, highlight your achievements and stuff like that, because it is what will help you to shine out. And other thing which that one thing is like, if your resume and your achievements, any internship or projects is like, it can be measured in some form of a goal. Like you can say that I worked on this feature and I have to increase this like you can say the accuracy of the model by this percentage, or I have to increase the user base by this percentage, or I have to tackle the problem by this percentage. So if it's measurable, then of course it impresses the users, but do not like exaggerate your numbers that it's hard to believe. Like I find many candidates doing that also. And of course you should have a tech stack section. Like if you use the project, like if you're like writing this is my project, then below it only write what tech stack you have used for the project. Also write the timeline in which you have finished the project. One more thing is like try to put down only those projects in your resume which have a greater impact on the public. Like if it's a fun project, then it doesn't have that much of an impact in your resume as a impactful project. So that is a really important thing which everyone should like look out for. That is the key points which I remember. I might have missed out on some, but I guess like you people will read out on stuff like how to tailor your resumes and stuff, and how to make your resumes and like make it more well detailed. And of course one thing is like, please get your resume checked by some senior or some of your peers, because you might be making some or the other mistake which might get unnoticed. So it helps to like get your resume rechecked by some or the other person. And of course don't miss out on the other other activities kind of section, where you can like write about your particular stuff, like which you might technical stuff which you might have done in your college, like giving a workshop or like taking a talk, or like helping and like you participated in some kind of activity, because it shows your overall personality that you're enthusiastic about the tech in general, not just like scouting for a job. But yes, scouting for a job is our main thing.
I am coming to you for shortlisting my like resume, so that I get my resume tailored. Definitely, this was like a lot of information in little time. But going on for next question, how would you describe your learnings and experiences while doing open source at such reputed companies?
Okay, so like I got used to many new terms. Like the thing is, I'm from a data science background, and the project which I had to work with my because I had to focus on the front end and back end. I had to interact with and take the experiences of many people. I got to know many new things. So that you can say is like it shifted my gear from 0 to 6 in a few seconds only. And the experience which I would say is that like working with these companies is like, because you want to achieve some particular thing, then you'll push yourself to achieve that, even though it might not be in your comfort zone, or you might have not pushed up to yourself up to that far. One thing I would like to say is, of course, like it builds up your professional experience, and then it helps you to get an understanding of the project from a larger pace. That like larger place, that like you also think about the scalability issues and everything and stuff like that. And all, and open source, like I would say ki like you get to know, you get to learn the industrial level kind of industrial level kind of things which you should be doing in a project. And of course it gives you the happiness that you are like contributing on a very large scale on a project.
True. Thank you. Now we are done with the formal questions. Like we should lighten up the atmosphere and talk a little bit about your life and now informal question kind of stuff. So we have seen a lot of posts and stories on your Instagram lately. Like Instagram आपकी जिंदगी के बारे में बहुत कुछ बयां कर रहा है आजकल. So वो कहते हैं ना कि कॉलेज के बाद मजे ही मजे हैं. So is there really मजे going on that side or equal struggle as well?
See, till now, matlab like maze going on, but I work, not the pressure like which we people had in mind कि हाँ बहुत काम करना पड़ेगा types. अभी तक तो वो नहीं आया है, which is a good thing because we are right now in the learning phase, and when our upcoming projects, when my particular upcoming project is in full swing, then then I might feel the pressure, I might not feel the pressure. But हाँ अभी ज़्यादातर थोड़ा मजे साइड में ही चल रहे थे.
Okay, so we are also curious to know that when you reach some success, like I won't call it whole success because I know and we pray also that you get 10 times more than what you have achieved already, but still some success. So what do you think like people change like around you and about you, the behavior of people changes around you?
See, okay, so that is a very controversial question as per se. But yes, to like answer it from a general thing, I would say ki I would say ki the people who were with me before like I achieved any of those particular things, they are with me now also, and I know who will be with me during my downtimes also. So like everyone knows ki who is the right person for them or not, like in terms of your struggle, and they'll be forever with you. They won't change at any like whether you're at the top or whether you're like your lowest point in your life. I would say some people change that, of course, like theek hai, like okay, you got the highest package and stuff and like that, but not at a level that I would say ki like I I would say कि I got more attention in that kind of way, not कि चलो ठीक है अब इसका लग गया तो people had that general conception ना कि अब क्या नाम है ये थोड़ा काम का बंदा हो गया, उस type से I didn't feel it as such.
You surrounded by good people as you mentioned. So at last I would ask like what are the myths about corporate students have in their minds?
Okay, so one huge myth is that corporate life is very tedious and very boring and you have to like work overtime and get stuff and everything like that. But it's not anything like that at all. Like especially after Corona, like companies opened up to the idea of working from home, and it like so the work-life balance which like the companies give is like it made a huge difference in everyone's life, that I can say for sure. Like I've been talking to my seniors who say the same particular thing. So that is one thing which everyone has a myth. And of course the companies, like the second myth is like if I leave out some one or two companies which I would not name, but like apart from the other companies, what I've observed like in all the companies is that like everyone, like all the companies have this thing that they want to take care of their employees in an emotional and a mental way, that they should have their well-being should be taken care of. So you'll be getting all these parties and you'll be getting you'll be getting pampered from your company, and you can go and play foosball and carom and stuff, everything like that, and you'll be overall a happy person in the end. So that is one thing. And it's more about like if you're a person who is like who works well, then you won't face those negative aspects, like negative aspects of corporate life, or rather I would say that I haven't faced up till now. So you can say one good thing like about IT industry is that people are all well down to earth and like very mature, that they don't focus on all these negative kind of stuff. One or two might exceptions I have also seen in my company, but there are only one or two out of many people who are in your company.
Thank you. That was like end of this fantastic interview. Please say some words of wisdom for the viewers, kind of so motto or knowledge you would love to share with your viewers.
Okay, so this might be a tech, like what, I forgot the word, but a tech talk, a push up kind of talk or something like that, pep talk, huh? So, but I love giving that, so it's not an issue for me. So the one thing is, like I started earlier, like the first question which you like gave me, it's the same question that, huh? Matlab, from my personal level of experience, if I am to share a personal thing with you, that like when I joined the college, I thought that if I would get a 6 LPA per year, like 6 LPA salary, then that is too great for me. That was what I thought starting of my college. Ki, haan. But the thing is, like when you start working on stuff, like it's then you start increasing your goals, and then you start like pushing yourself further. You ultimately will, matlab, you won't realize how far you've come. So that is one thing which I would like to say is, like make your goals ki that is one thing which I have to do. Be a serious person, a person who actually works for those goals. It's not that you have to give up on some particular other aspects of your life to achieve something. I had all the fun in my college that I could have had fun apart from the corona thing. But from other than that, I had my fair share of fun. But don't give up on the college fun. That I would say for sure, for like achieving your goals, because everything is manageable. But yes, you have to focus, like you have to really get to know where you should focus your time on. Like if you're chatting with your friends every day for like 3 or 4 hours after coming back from college lecture, then that also isn't going to work. So you have to like optimize a plan that you should be like, these particular amount of hours I should be giving to my work, these particular amount of hours I should be giving off to my friends, and these particular amount of hours I should be giving myself, like giving to my family and stuff, like, and these hours should be mine. So that is one thing you should follow and stick with that. Don't waste your time, and and one thing is, like, have a clear purpose in your mind that this is what you want to achieve, and don't get carried off by your peer pressure that they are doing this and they are like that. That is one thing. Apart from hard work and dedication and stuff, which everyone knows, like everyone will be working. So these were some particular aspects, and when you are demotivated, remember that it's not the end of anything. You have much more opportunities coming in, you have a better opportunities coming in, and you have a better chance at succeeding at it, because you fail once and you know what your reasons of failure are. Do a SWOT analysis of yourself, like if you have heard of the term. So that is one thing which helps you bringing yourself closer to the goal. And yes, maze karte raho. When you actually achieve something, reward yourself also, because that is what will give you a better push. And उसके बाद थोड़े टाइम बाद कि हाँ, you'll feel कि नहीं, ये तो सबने किया है, and then you want to achieve more, so that cycle goes on with your life. But yes, it's the thrill it gives you is like a unique experience in itself.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Earlier it was for EPMOC, for SAFARNAMA, but later it came like it was for me. I was like, personally, I'm moved with your words, and I'm really motivated. And on the behalf of like entire team of EPMOC, we wish you best of efforts for your future, that you keep soaring heights of success. It was pleasure talking to you, and we had great time recording you. Gracious. Thank you, ma'am. That was.
Thank you, Ishita, for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, EPMOC, as well, for inviting me again and getting a chance to interact with my juniors all over again.
It was our pleasure. It was very, very, very motivating. Like, we are on the 4th year of our life, and we are really demotivated on times, and your words are really impacted on personal level. Apart from everything this is going on, like.
Yeah, so now I'm also happy that on a personal level, if it's that much impactful, then yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Thank you, ma'am. We will come up with video. Whenever this video will be coming, we will be informing you and all further details of everything. So you may take leave. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ishita. Thank you, Mohit.